Hi, everyone, and happy July 1st. I can't believe we're already into July. Kind of makes me feel like summer's halfway done. But I wanted to come to you and talk about some systems that I've heard some people make comments of. How do you keep track of everything? Or what do you do when you enroll people? Or how do you continue to coach them? And I'm sure there's lots of great ideas out there from all of our leaders. And I would love for you to comment on this thread about different ideas you have or how you may do things differently than I do. But I do want to share some things that I do. So let's say you've already enrolled somebody or you just enrolled somebody tonight. What is the first thing you want to do? Well, after you've enrolled them, then you want to send them their welcome letter. Now, I've used different welcome letters over the year. I just recently revamped one, I think about 3 months ago, so I have a newer version, if you will. And you can create your own letter. You're welcome to duplicate mine. But the first thing I do is on the desktop of my computer, I have a file that's called Isagenix. Within that file, then I have additional files. So I have a file entitled Enrollments. I have another one entitled Leadership. I have another one entitled Images for Posts. All different categories. One's for sip and samples. I just created a new file for smoothie bowl parties. So as you continue to do different things within Isagenix, just create a folder and keep it in an Isagenix folder on your desktop. So now we've enrolled somebody and you want to send them their welcome letter. I literally go into my Isagenix folder, click in my enrollment folder, and I use that same enrollment letter every time. I just delete the person's name, and then I put in their name, their key information, save it. Then when I create their welcome letter, I use the newest version with their information, and I always double check before I send it on to make sure it is the one with their information on there. And also in that welcome letter, I send them the recommended eating chart that we use. It could be one of Isagenix. It could be the one we use within our team. If you've come across another one you like, maybe in the welcome kits, use some type of eating schedule so they know what to do, especially if they're a person who doesn't contact you a lot. The other thing I send in the welcome letter is I send a measurements chart. And then recently, Tanya Prohaska, thank you, Tanya, had posted a diagram showing exactly where on your body you want to be measuring. So I send those 4 things: the welcome letter with their exact information, the eating schedule, the measurement chart, and where to measure. So I want to show you, hang with me for a second. I'm going to share my screen. And what I need to do is grab the enrollment form. So hopefully you guys are seeing this. This here is my welcome letter. And I keep it very generic. In here is where I'm going to write the price of their enrolling pack that they got. Speaking of systems, another trick for you when you enroll somebody, how many times have you been out and about and somebody will call you going, I don't know my username and password, or they never read your initial welcome letter? If we try and use the same system, it makes it easier to go back and help them be able to manage their auto ship or get back into their back office. So it gets a little complicated when people have very common names, and nowadays the password has to have an uppercase letter, lowercase, and number. So what I try and do, and the other thing is your password has to have 8 characters. So what I try and do is first and last name, all lowercase for username, and then and no spaces. So if your name is Jody Whitaker, you would put Jody Whitaker, all lowercase, no space. For password, I use the capital letter of your first name, lowercase last name, and the year you enrolled. So mine would be capital J, lowercase Whitaker, and then I enrolled in 1-3. Right now, new enrollments obviously are going to 1-8 for 2018. So you will occasionally have a name where the last name is short last name. So for example, if you had somebody on our team, I know I did this with Cody, I was not able to use just E. Cody because it's too short. So I had to get creative, and you could do that one of two ways. You could redo their first and last name and use 2018, or you could go E. Cody 2018, 2018. So if you do some variation of that, just make a mental note of how you always do that so that you're doing the same thing every time. But I think having that system of using the same username and password method will really serve you well when people contact you out of the blue and they're scrambling trying to get into the back office. So back to the letter. Here's where I would type their username and password. I'll type their ID number. Something else I just learned is if they forgot their username but they know their password, they can also get into the back office with their ID number and password. I didn't realize that till recently. Maybe you already knew that. Obviously, through our coaching, we're going to walk them through how to edit their back office, and I typically do that in about week 2. So I always put a little thing in here. We'll teach you how to organize your next order. And then I like to have information for contact, like what to do next. So I have our information. I have some great resource pages. This is a new part of the letter, first simple step. And when you click on that, that actually takes you to an Isagenix webpage, and it's going to go through some initial things like signing up for an IsaBody. They have you share, they share on there. So that's a new piece that I added that I really like. And especially for the people who don't call you a lot, but maybe they're very detailed people and they're going to click on everything you've sent them, that's a great piece to have in there. So feel free to use this welcome letter. Now let's move on to the next step of, share screen has stopped. Okay, so next let's move on to, you've sent them their welcome letter. What do you do next? So next you're going to welcome them onto our team page. Hopefully they've agreed that they would like the team support. And you guys as leaders, I really want to encourage you to comment and to share and to create posts for ISA Journey and for Shooting Stars. Because these support pages aren't mine and Randy's pages. This is a whole team, one family group effort. So feel free, if you find great recipes, a trick that you have, cleansing tips, a new eating schedule that works better for you, anything that's going to pertain to your health and wealth journey, go ahead and post. We don't want to be the only people posting. And I think that also helps your team see you get engaged and gets them more engaged. So it's great modeling as well. So welcome them onto ISA Journey. So ISA Journey is our team page. If your leader has a team page, you're welcome to obviously go onto that page as well. If and when they decide they're interested in sharing Isagenix with their friends and family, because they want everybody to feel this amazing, our leader page is Shooting Stars. Lisa Maciel, her leader page is Fuel to Achieve. And Cindy Walter, her sponsor, her leadership page is ISA for Wealth. You can add your team member to any of these, all of these. We're on all of them. But I think it's better to include them because I may have a post that Cindy doesn't have and vice versa. So the more information and support they can have, the better. I do know it can swing to the other extreme where you can feel overloaded with pages. So just manage what you can. Maybe one day go to Shooting Stars, the next day go to ISA for Wealth, the next day go to Fuel to Achieve, however you want to do it. But there's great information on all the pages, and especially ISA Journey, where that's the product users. I also want, and I'm going to try and get better about posting about HHP at least twice a month, if not 4 times a month. That is another great tool, and even I forget to use HHP a lot of times. So it's a great place for them to learn and for them to add people. So let's not forget about HHP as well. That's the product page. So now you've sent them their welcome letter, added them to the team. How do you coach next? So I'm going to grab another share screen. Oh, before I talk about how to coach next, my next share screen is actually going to be a little different. This one, Randy created, and that's what I want. He got this idea at one of the conferences, and we got it from the Vavras, Emily and Hayden Vavra, and we've kind of tweaked it, and I've changed it a couple times. But especially when you're on a rolling spree, if you have been, taking advantage of the One Sweet Summer and you have a bunch of enrollments coming in, or you're brand new to sharing and everybody and their brother wants on this journey with you, and so you enroll a bunch of people at once, it can be tricky keeping up with, have I walked that person through the box? Have I, gone through their auto ship with them? So this is a checklist that we created, and all of these are already in the file cabinet on Shooting Stars. So you're welcome to go grab them. But this is when I enroll somebody, I put their name here. I put right away the same day that I sent their welcome letter out, and that is timely. You want to get their welcome out that same day. Then I check when I've walked them through their box. I believe in checking in with people on their first shake day. So I always ask, when's your first shake day going to be? 90% of the time people say tomorrow, but every once in a while somebody has something coming up and they'll push it out. So I write their shake day on our desk calendar, and then I put an alarm on my phone. Alarms on the phone are my saving grace for remembering things. And that alarms me to send a text. Hey, how's day one going for you? And it's as simple as that. I don't make it long and drawn out, just a one-sentence text. Then when I'm talking to them in the out-of-the-box call, I ask them, when is your first cleanse day going to be? Now, our cleanse day schedule calls for day 3, but I am a fan of making the system work for you, not against you. So I ask people to look at your schedule over the next 7 to 8 days, and you have to have at least 2 days of shakes in your body first. But after that, what are 2 normal days that you're not working out and there's not some big festivity? So this week is a perfect example. 4th of July is Wednesday. You don't want to have people cleanse on 4th of July because odds are they're going to be partying or at a festival or celebrating with family and friends, and that's just setting yourself up for failure. So pick 2 normal days that work within your schedule over the next week. Have them tell you right then and there what those 2 days are going to be, or have them text you the next day what those 2 cleanse days are going to be. And then I write it on the calendar. I set an alarm in my phone. So when I've checked in with them, I check the boxes. Then, like I said, about 2 weeks into their journey, I think it's really important to sit down and go through the back office with them. I literally open up my computer. I have them open up theirs. I log in. Make sure they know how to log in. Again, they may have not read your letter or forgot their username and password. And then I literally click along with them in the back office. I always like to show them how to edit their auto ship. I show them some of the more popular systems. I go through the 30-day, the custom 30-day. I go through the energy system, the healthy aging system, and the athletes pack. Then I highlight something outside of the normal systems that are very popular items, things like our sleep spray, our joint and pain relief, our isogreens, our hydrate. If they are a workout person, I go through the AMP line with them as well. And then I always recommend the hand lotion that some people may have a skincare line they really like, but even if you have a skincare line you like, I think we have the best hand lotion on the market. So I highlight that as well, because you always want them shopping from their wholesale grocery account of Isagenix or premium store of Isagenix that you're already getting wholesale prices on. So why not have them build their cart? So that call will take about 20-30 minutes just to walk through the back office. Now, law of realness here, I need to get much better about sprinkling seeds of presenting the opportunity here. Randy is much better at that than I am, but that's also when you're walking them through the back office to start asking them, hey, are people noticing? Do you have anybody who wants to be your accountability partner, jump on this journey with you? Because by then they have a couple weeks under their belt. They've had their fog lifting day most likely. So it's a perfect opportunity to do that. So I need to get better at that as well. There is a new associate checklist in the back office on isagenixbusiness.com. Again, this is one of these things, they came out with it after I had started. I'm really bad at remembering to use it, but especially if you're new to leadership or you're already using it or you need a better system to keep track of things, the new associate checklist is a great checklist just to get to know your associate and to help them reach their goals. The other thing I show them when I'm going through the back office is where to sign up for both IsaBody and Healthy Mind and Body. And I think everybody should do an IsaBody because it's free. I think we're more diligent on our ISA journey when we have an end date and a 16-week after photo and weigh-in to do. Plus you get $200 of free products. And we can be in an IsaBody 3 times a year. So theoretically, we should always be in an IsaBody challenge. Important thing, write down your end date. And if you're not in the right time zone of Isagenix challenges, they may ask for a maintenance photo. Write down that as well. I've missed those deadlines twice, and then you miss out on the $200. So clearly I need to set an alarm for those. Write down your end dates for IsaBody. So IsaBody is 16 weeks. It's free. You get $200 at the end for completing it. Healthy Mind and Body is under contests, IsaBody is under contests and promotions. Healthy Mind and Body is under resources. That one, they'll charge you $40 to do, but you get a coupon for $45 at the end of 60 days. And this one is talking about breakthroughs, mindset, not being negative. What do you need to rewire in your head? What's some bad negative self-talk you have? So I love that we want to work on the physical transformation as well as the emotional transformation. The other part of this checklist, if you look here towards the right, if you know now with Customer First, everybody comes in as a customer because we want you to have a product experience. We want you to fall in love with the products. But as you're falling in love with the products and people are asking you, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I want to do it too. When you have your first person, now this is just my personal preference. There's a lot of other beliefs out there. I keep the person on as customer through their first enrollment. And what will happen is they'll get a coupon instead of cash for the referral. And it's the same amounts, $25, $50, or $100. When they have their second person ready to enroll, then I have them go into their back office, hit the purple button, and the purple button says become an associate. And that is the start date of their Crystal Executive Run. So if you've never seen the Crystal Executive Map, go to isagenixbusiness.com, and the Crystal Executive Map will lay out 3 sets of bonuses and show you you share, they share, repeat. Your bonuses are Crystal Manager is $250, Crystal Director is $750, and Crystal Executive is $1,000. That's a lot of money on the table. So the reason I don't flip people to associate till they have that second person is I want to give them the best chances for hitting those 3 bonuses. Some people like you to hit the purple button right out of the box and start sharing right out of the box. Again, it's your personal preference. But if they're like, yep, let's go, I'm going to go ahead and start that. I don't have it on this one. Maybe this isn't my newest one. I have another one where I added a column actually in here, and I put what day they flip to become an associate. Now, Crystal Consultant deadline, there is no Crystal Consultant. You can become a consultant at any time. That was an idea I was playing with, that if somebody did it in their first 30 days, I would double the bonus. If you like that idea, go for it. And if you want me to send the other one with the column in here showing what date they flip to associate, just shoot me a message and I'll find that one and send that to you one as well. But this shows you then their deadlines. And also if somebody's going to have their own sip and sample or launch party, or maybe you want to do the smoothie bowl party, any type of event, this shows you the date they're having the events as well. So this, to me, I print it out. I keep it up on a bulletin board next to our computer, and every time I enroll somebody, their name goes on this list. So this goes on after I've sent their welcome letter, after I've welcomed them on the team page, then I fill this out, put it back on my bulletin board. So let's get rid of this one. And the other thing I was going to show you, if I can find it real quickly here, this one, is what do you do to coach your team? So some of this I've already gone over now. Is you want to obviously welcome them. You want to touch base. You want to walk them out of the box, touch base with them on their first shake day, their first cleanse day, go through the back office 2 weeks later. Hopefully they're engaged on the team page, like I said. But if not, or if they're crickets and they're not calling you, or you haven't heard from them in a while, I do check back with people once a month. And I try and change it up every month, and I try and come from the positive, assuming they're still being a product user, they're still having great success and victories. And it may be a simple check-in message like, hey, how's your ISA journey going? Would love to hear your latest scale and non-scale victories. My latest check-in that I sent to you, in fact, a lot of you guys probably got it, is about this Camp Fit that's coming up. Some people need that extra accountability. They want a challenge. They want a kick in the pants. They need a restart. That Camp Fit was a great reason to reach back and contact people. So, and I literally have my back office open, and I click view my team, and I click every associate, and when I send a message to make sure that I don't forget anybody. So it may be a little time consuming, but it will help your longevity, and it will help your team stay connected. It will help the success long-term for both your team and you as their leader. So I think it's worth it to build back into people. And as a side note, we've probably had at least 24 people over the last couple of years that tried Isagenix, terminated, and decided to come back. Or even not terminated, but stopped ordering product and then decided to come back. And just last month, I should say, in June, we had 3 people that had done that, where they had backed off for a couple of years and they came back. And the repeating theme that we hear is that they came back because they maybe weren't in the right mindset to give it a fair shake. Some said because we came back to you because you didn't stop believing in us. And others just said, hey, I'm now ready to make a change. So don't ever stop believing in them. Keep pouring belief into them, whether they are staying consistent or not. And you could be that one person to make all the difference and keep them accountable and keep them going when they wanted to give up. So I am going to see if I can quit sharing my screen. Okay. So I hope this really helped you, because I know, especially when you're enrolling a lot of people, and then as you're growing and you're maybe doing some leader training, that juggle of your ISA journey, posting about your ISA journey, creating curiosity and having new enrollments come through, and being a leader is a lot to have going on all at the same time. And I think the more simple we keep it, the more duplicatable we keep it, and the more we use systems, that makes our life easier and will attract people because they can follow systems. Systems make it easy and make it duplicatable. Now, I just shared with you some of mine. Again, if you've never been to isagenixbusiness.com, they have additional tools. They have training videos. They have that Crystal Executive Map to print out. They have the new associate checklist. Again, the best part is we're not asking you to reinvent the wheel. There are systems in place that can be used. So make it a great day, and I hope this helped you. Again, if you have some other suggestions or I missed touching on something, please feel free to comment below. Talk to you guys later. Bye.